Hi, I'm Frank McDonough from the Arboretum of Los Angeles County, and I'm here at Whittier Fertilizer. Whittier Fertilizer is a company that's been practicing recycling since the 1930s. It's a fascinating story, and there's fascinating stuff out there, and to tell us all about it is the owner of Whittier Fertilizer, Bob Osborne. Bob, how you doing?
Fine, sir. Very nice for you to come, Frank. And,
well, thanks for inviting us.
You're welcome here, as is anybody, anytime.
Now, your family started this business in the 30s, and it was pretty much, well, tell us about it. It was pretty rudimentary.
Yes, my father-in-law was a schoolboy before 1930. His father was a dairyman, came from Italy. The manure had to be cleaned out of the dairies, and so as they cleaned those dairies, he would pitchfork them onto a wagon with a horse that would draw that wagon through all the citrus and avocado orchards that were here, and fertilize the fields with it.
So he tossed that manure down onto these orchards just like in ancient times, back in the time of the Romans and the Greeks.
All by hand, yeah, all by hand. And the horse would keep walking through the rows, and he would jump on the back of the wagon and empty the wagon and turn them around and go fill it up again. And he'd do that after school as kind of a school job, and it developed into a larger business, and now it's a fairly good-sized business here in Pico Rivera.
Now, you didn't stay with manures. How did you get into the other products that you have here?
Well, as of necessity, I guess, it became popular to have potting soils and planter mixes and soil mixes of all kinds, different amendments. And so we began to make those. They became more popular in the long run than just the steer manure. Steer manure has its times during the year, overseeding when they use it for a top dressing. But if you look around this place before you go, you'll see there's many other products here, and it's grown into just about any landscape material you'd ever want to have, and if we don't have it on the ground, we make it for you.
Well, you're going to give us a little bit of a tour and show us some of the stuff, right?
I'd be glad to do that.
Okay, let's go take a look.
Okay, thanks.
We're in front of a pile of bark here, Bob. Now, you're telling me the bark is getting harder and harder to get. Why is that?
Supply and demand, I guess. Fewer trees are being cut. There's more people wanting this bark for different reasons. These kinds of barks that we have here, these are chunked barks. This is called a medium size. It's used for decorative purposes around plants and gardens and so forth. All the barks are used for decorative purposes, except maybe the finest barks that get involved in some of our mixes and planter mixes and things like that. This is a product called leaf mold. It's hard to get because it's all handwork and there's not that much of it. And it comes from most of it in San Diego County and Poway and the backwoods on the Indian reservations. And the guys, in order to get in there, have to have a relationship with the Indians, and they'll let them come on there with their trucks and do everything by hand, rake up all of the leaves and things periodically every 4 or 5 years from under the trees. So we almost always have leaf mold, and for acid-loving plants, this is ideal to mix a little of this into your existing potting soil or planter mix. But it is unusual because I don't think anybody has it maybe around but us. I don't know of anybody who bothers. I think maybe one other company might, has some leaf mold in their product, but it's we just keep it for special people who really know what they're doing and use it.
Amazing. Yeah, this stuff is pretty hard to find.
It is.
What percentage would you say of your product entirely is green waste from the city?
Oh, it depends on the product.
I mean, just an overall percentage of stuff that you sell, what would you say would be going out as recycled green waste?
Well, we sell some just straight that people like this cover mulch. That's just straight green waste.
So you sell quite a bit of it.
Oh yeah, and then we in our compost, after we've worked this down to a smaller size and it's taken some time to compost and so forth, it can be maybe 25% of our compost product and 25-30%.
So people are recycling when they buy stuff from you. They're recycling a good 25%.
Of what's in the bag, in many cases of our planter mixes and just basic compost.
That's pretty good.
Well, it's helping to move out of here. We can only take as much as we can sell, of course.
Well, I never realized that so much green waste was being used, and that's a good thing. I mean, it's a really good thing to recycle all this stuff, and 25% is great.
Well, you can see that the cities have cut their amount of materials they've taken into the landfills by close to 50%, and most of that is green waste. I mean,
Wow, 50%.
green waste was the largest percent of what went into the landfills from the trash cans in the city. And that's why they decided to separate it. And by us taking it and making it into a product, we were able to cut the amount of material from the city of Pico Rivera below, so it's more than 50% now being recycled.
Wow. So if you buy from Whittier Fertilizer, most of the stuff you're helping to recycle to the tune of 25%. That's
I would
pretty good.
I would say, yeah, that's that 25% at least would be a number I would estimate that we don't have to purchase from outside. It comes just through the trash stream.
I'm impressed. I didn't realize how involved the operation was, and I didn't realize how much you recycle. So, Bob Osborne, thank you very much for appearing on Gardens of California, and thank you very much for showing us around.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming, and anytime you or anybody that you know that's interested and wants to come walk around, everybody's always interested here. I mean, open and invited here. We don't keep people out, or we have no secrets here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.